your right hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the roll for the Council, the Finance Authority,
A quorum,
and the Housing Authority.
a quorum is present.
Commendation for Whole Foods for their support of our Thanksgiving turkey giveaway. The City of Inglewood commends Whole Foods for making a positive impact in our community. Your generosity in donating turkeys to those in need is appreciated, and the City of Inglewood extends its sincere gratitude. Whole Foods has been instrumental in adding to the joy while blessings for many families during this holiday season. Now, therefore, be it known, the Mayor and City Council of the City of Inglewood, California, does hereby salute Whole Foods for their compassion and exceptional service to the community and to humanity. Presented this 29th day of November 2016, the Mayor and Council of the City of Inglewood. Do we have a representative for Whole Foods? Any persons wishing to address the City Council on today's agenda, any item on the agenda may do so at this time.
Alonzo Parker Jr., Vietnam veteran, conscious objector in 1966-67. You know my story. There's a greater story here than my story, though, right now. I've got nothing but time. I'm going to be here, and it's going to bite you. To get back to your agenda, which we're only allowed to if you read your minutes, he has removed public comment on anything else. It's not in your...
Actually, you can comment at the end of the meeting on anything else.
No, that's when you took it out of the agenda, you made it a part, automatically made it a part of the agenda. When you took it out, you made it a part, sir.
Hey, Mr. Parker, are you going to talk about an agenda
But the real issue right now, which is much more important, is, as you know, what do you call it, the ambush of that couple.
Okay, Mr. Parker, Sergeant
on the agenda,
they
have the police. They have elected to have the police destroy records from 1992, all records and investigation material to 2010.
Okay, that's okay, very good. All right, go ahead.
So what?
I said go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I can go ahead. It's on your agenda. Anyway, to allow the police to destroy any records at all, especially during this time, which was a monumental change in our history, during the Bush and Reagan and all these others that have violated the Constitution under original law, national security created in 1947, which the CIA being formed 1949, and they're in collusion with Bush Daddy, who was CIA chief and a member and president, and he ran the White House under Reagan, who had Alzheimer's. This period covers that whole time. This is not only Inglewood, this is going on all over. This is why they get away with what they do in the VA. They have this new Privacy Act they put in. They passed this crap propaganda through the United States Navy intelligence and put it out there and work it against each other. You can't get it unless you get a lawyer. And when you get a lawyer, he gets it, but it's so redacted and messed up. You got to take him to the Supreme Court, and by the time you do, they throw it down. Oh, okay, we don't admit guilt, but we're going to let you go. This is treason, ladies and gentlemen. It's not ethics.
Mr. Parker, would you address the council, please?
This is a part of what you're trying to do.
No, I said address the council.
You should not be able to destroy records. These are important historical records. Redacting and digitizing. You keep your original in archives. They've set fires. They've done everything. Now here comes Inglewood, these gentlemen here. signing off on destroying your document. And if you let it happen, that couple in February, it's gonna be your kids. It's gonna be your kid. Right now, you got your head in the sand, you think, oh, well, when it comes home to roost, then you want everybody to listen to you. Don't allow it. You put it back in there, you change it, and you present it before the public anyway to give them the chance to
Thank you,
respond
Mr.
to this
Parker.
issue.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon. Mr. Parker brings up a very valid point, which is that you do not have public comments listed on the end of your agenda. In order to deal with that, I'm sure the attorney would tell you that you probably should take a vote right now to amend your agenda to include them. That way, your agenda and what you are doing can proceed without it being in violation of the law, should you in fact decide to have comments at the end. Having said that, I too am going to address the concept of destruction of internal affair records for the police department. It's kind of interesting that you picked those specific years. I think those are the years that some really not so happy things happened in our community. And it would be best that you actually have them for the world to view and keep that transparency concept that you are willing to stand up to review. Unfortunately, by trying to destroy, you are saying we aren't going to share, we're not going to tell, and we're just kind of going to go on with like those backroom meetings we have been so familiar with seeing take place in this room. With regard to DR1, it's kind of amusing that now we're going to recommend adoption of a resolution updating the bylaws of an Inglewood parking authority only because it was from this dais that you said that one of the commissions that was created was simply, in your words, a prophylactic for public comments and public sentiments. I can't think of any more absolutely repulsive way of telling the community you don't give a rip of what they think. But, hey, that's just kind of the way it is. With regard to the salary ordinance that is on this agenda, it's unfortunate you've chosen to do this after you've impacted or already passed our budget. And completely understanding that it was just 1 year ago that you gave several individual people $70,000 benefit package / salaries. I can't expect good things from it.
Thank you. We'll close public comment. Item 1, CSA 1, and I didn't open the successor agency, Madam Clerk.
Quorum is present.
And H1.
Quorum is present.
Move allow payments?
Second.
Oh, I'm sorry. Warrant register. Thank you, Councilman. And second?
Yes.
Thank you.
Madam Clerk.
Council and agency members, Dodson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin. Mayor Chairman Buds.
Aye. Consent calendar items 2 through 6, but I want to pull item
5.
5 for one moment, yeah.
Second?
Madam Clerk.
Council members, Dodson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin. Mayor Buds.
Aye. Item 5.
Staff report.
Moved.
Staff-
Wait, no,
I'm sorry.
I want to read it.
Staff report recommending adoption of a resolution authorizing the destruction of Pacific Internal Affair records dated from January 1st, 1992 through December 31st, 2010.
Okay, Mr. City Attorney, is this destruction in keeping with the laws of the state of California for public records related to police investigations?
That is correct. This is dealing with internal affairs investigation where the public would not be entitled to see those documents anyway. In addition to that, I believe about 5 years ago, the city adopted a record retention policy that would include the destruction of these documents also. To be cautious with it, that's why the city attorney recommended the city, Inglewood Police Department, provide this to the city council so it'd be in a sense of transparency so everybody could see what documents are being.
Absolutely, because the reality is that under the laws of the state of California and in accordance with AB 301, that the city could just destroy these records as a matter of course. This is an extra step of transparency that we're taking to put it on the council agenda. Is
And
that
within our
correct?
policy.
That is correct.
Okay, and in keeping with our policy. Move item 5.
Second?
Madam Clerk.
Council members Dodson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin. Mayor Buds.
Aye. DR1.
Staff report recommending adoption of a resolution updating the bylaws of the Inglewood Parking Authority.
Move 1 and 2.
Second.
Madam Clerk.
Council members Dodson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin. Mayor Buds.
Aye. 01.
On 01, Mayor, the recommendation for number 2 will be introduce
Okay.
instead of adopt. And it's staff report recommending adoption of a salary ordinance for the fiscal year 2016-17.
Move.
Mayor,
Okay. Mr. City Attorney.
thank you, Mayor. There was a little bit of discrepancy as to this particular item. At this time, it's the city attorney's position that these particular items are considered typographical or clerical errors that do not require the city council's approval, and that's under the city charter, Article 10, Legislative Procedures, Section 1, Adoption of the Ordinance, which read, "The correction of typographical or clerical error should not constitute the making of or alteration within the meaning of the foregoing sentence that requires it to be brought to the city council."
So does that make it a receive and file?
No, you can adopt we introduced it 2 weeks ago. This would be the
Oh,
adoption.
this is the adoption because this is the second reading.
Okay, I was told that it was going to be introduced, so.
That's correct.
But see,
Okay.
we all good in here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll move adoption.
I'll second it.
So it is, so we are going to adopt it, correct?
You're right. That's where we're
Okay,
gonna go.
wonderful. Thank you.
Second.
Madam Clerk.
Council members Dodson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin. Mayor Buds.
Aye.
Move adoption.
Madam Clerk.
Council members Dodson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin. Mayor Buds.
Aye. A1.
Thank you, Mayor. As the CS1, there was a closed session regarding the property negotiations for price and terms of compensation regarding the property located at 101 South La Brea Avenue in the city of Inglewood. The negotiating parties for the property owners are Hal and Dr. Betty Walker. The city negotiator is Artie Fields, the city manager. As to that item, the discussion was held, direction given to staff. The mayor was not present during that conversation. As to A2, there's no oral report from the city attorney's office.
CM1.
Oral reports from the city manager's office.
C1.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to remind people that a nomination period will start from December 12th to January 6th. And during the holiday hours, the city clerk's office will be open on December 19th, 20th, 27th, and 28th from 8:30 to 12 noon. That's the end of my remarks. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. CT1. Hearing no comment. Mr. City Attorney, is it necessary that we, to have public comment to amend the agenda?
The city council as a whole can recommend that, and it's the city attorney's recommendation that the council allow public comments at the end.
But do we have to make a motion to do that, or can we just do it as a matter of course?
It would be preferable if you just do a motion, and the answer is yes, you could do it as a matter of course.
Okay, I'll move to add, amend the agenda to add public comment.
Second.
Madam Clerk.
Council members Dodson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin. Mayor Buds.
Aye. Any persons wishing to address the item, address the council on any item connected with city business not elsewhere reflected on the agenda may do so at this time.
James Alfonso Parker Jr. Only got a minute, so let's get it on. You know who I am, conscious objector 6667. These people here are your domestic terrorists. That's what was included. It came up as a new category under their ethics procedure, where they try themselves under bipartisanship. What that means is both parties are doing a number on you. One takes the right cheek, the other one takes the left cheek, and they both get what they want, and they call it bipartisanship. It's treason. It's not ethics. When you mess with federal documents, you're committing treason. When Hillary used that unauthorized communication system, she violated her international and national security clearance, and having won my whole work life, she loses it. You cannot do that. Maxine Waters and them using this ethics issue where they passed this bogus redact stuff between the two of them, but you can't get it. It is violating the Constitution and your Bill of Rights. And you all need to have every dime you earned as a political party
Thank you, Mr. Parker.
person. You ought to freeze your salaries until you prove not a dime was earned behind these votes you've been doing.
Thank you, Mr. Parker.
Hello, Mr. Mayor, City Council, members of staff, and citizens of Inglewood. My name is Wayne Spencer. I'm here representing the South Bay Workforce Investment Board. We handle the job training and certification for career centers throughout the South Bay 11 cities, which are Inglewood, Lawndale, El Segundo, Hermosa Beach, Hawthorne, Redondo Beach, Carson, Manhattan Beach, Torrance, Lomita, and Gardena. I'm here to present our first quarter reports for your edification. At some time, we'll give it to the Sergeant at Arms, and just want to thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day.
Good afternoon, City Council, Mayor, and staff. First of all, my neighborhood is being flooded with your full court press for home buyers, sellers, open house. Why are you doing this? Number one.
Are those from the city council, Ms. Sly?
Pardon me?
Are those from the city council?
No,
Yes, your pictures are all over it.
but it's from the real estate company.
This is for for real estate people to come in and convince people either to sell their homes or they're in the process of losing their homes so that buyers can come in and buy their homes. I'm not going to go any further. You know what I'm talking about, and especially you, Mayor.
I really don't. I haven't seen it.
I
I
have, Mayor.
haven't seen it.
Well, all of your pictures are on it, so if you
Century
authorized it.
Is it a good picture?
Oh, yeah,
Most
your
of-
picture's
okay,
on
all
it.
right, it's a good picture. All right. I'll take a look at it.
Oh, it's a joke, but that's okay. That's okay. I just hope the residents in Inglewood are aware of what's happening. It's very slick, but it's happening to you. I don't know how many of you are residents of Inglewood.
Ms. Sly, we're at time down.
I don't know how many residents are residents of, how many people here are residents of Inglewood,
Sly,
but beware. I know my time is up. Can I have one more minute?
no, ma'am.
No, I cannot.
We're good. We're good. We got the message. We do.
No, I haven't finished yet, but I wanted to talk about
Well, you're gonna have to do it.
destruction
You're
of,
gonna have to do it next week.
destruction of police records.
You're-
I think that's inappropriate as well.
Okay.
Beware, Inglewood.
Thank you, Ms. Sly. Mr. Davis, welcome.
How you doing, City Council, Mayor, and citizens of Inglewood? Sly inspired me to come up and, well, I'll be the one that makes enemies and annoys people. I'll say what she didn't want to say because she's a lady. She has class. Okay. Folks, your property values, if you haven't noticed, has gone up substantially in the last 9 months. Yeah, people want to buy your property, and yeah, they're going to start full court pressing. They're going to knock on your door. It'll come to that. But it's up to you whether or not you want to sell.
Go.
If the answer is no, the answer is no. And, you know, I'll go ahead and go there. There's certain areas where it's predominantly Jewish. And that's wonderful. You know why it stays that way? When someone decides to sell, they don't call up a realtor. They go to the synagogue and put a business card on the wall saying, I want to sell my house. If it's a community thing that we're worried about, we can go right down to somebody's church in the black community here in Inglewood and put up a for sale by owner.
Thank you, Mr.
It's
Davis.
up to us. So don't be afraid, be
Thank
educated.
you, Mr. Davis. I was gonna say, we have synagogues, don't we? All right.
Good afternoon, Mayor, City Council. My name is Robert Burton. I've been a property owner and resident 39 years.
Wonderful.
Seen a lot of good that's happened in the city, and I also seen a lot of bad that's happened in the city. I want to go on record as saying that this bad. You, Mayor Buss, have been the best mayor this city has ever had. I speak for the majority of the residents rather than the minority of the residents.
We appreciate that, sir.
You already start the clock? All right, let's reset it. Thank you. My name is Diane Sombrano. Ever is a long time. I can imagine that there's been some mayors who actually created the town who actually did a great job. There were those who saw it through the Depression when there wasn't any money. So when we say ever, perhaps one should know how long ever is. Currently doesn't include ever. And I think that when we have a limited scope, we sound like we haven't bothered to do any research. It is interesting to me to note that, yes, the Cheshire Cat smiles. That's unfortunate because you know what? Life is not a cartoon. This may be your attempt to make your name famous, but you know what? It's our community that you're impacting. For someone who didn't live here for all those years, that's pretty sad because this is our community. It should have never been a backroom deal. The four of you go along. We'll go along with all the bad that goes with.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. With that, we'll close public comment. Council comments, Councilman Dotson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Last Monday, we had our annual turkey giveaway here in the city of Inglewood with Snoop Dogg and the rest of the council. And we gave approximately 1,500 turkeys away, along with all the trimmings. This has to be one of the signature events of Inglewood. It was greatly attended, and it was fantastically put on. My hat's off to the mayor and this council and the staff. Everybody did a wonderful job. I will be having a Christmas toy drive on December the 12th at St. Mary's Academy. I will be giving toys and food and whatever we can gather from the volunteers for two schools, Kelso Elementary School and Warren Lane. So if you want to donate a toy, please go by the ICOP Center on 7th Avenue, Manchester and donate a toy. We will also be there on the 10th, same building on the corner of 7th and Manchester. We'll be wrapping those toys. So if you want to come by and volunteer some time, help us wrap some of those toys, we would certainly appreciate it. Get you out of the house so you can get some exercise. You don't have to be watching TV so long. So please come out and help us out. With that, I would like to say that Inglewood is moving up. As the mayor always says, what's changing in Inglewood is everything. So Inglewood is going to be much better than it has ever been with what's going on right now. So if you have a property and you want to stay here in Inglewood, don't sell your property. Nobody can make you sell. Hold on to your property. And with that, I hope you all have a great week, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you, Councilman Dotson. Councilman Padilla, District 2.
Thanks, Mayor. You know, sometimes people come up here and they talk like we don't live in this community as a council, and we do. And so when we make decisions here on the dais, these decisions impact each and every one of us here that are elected officials that sit up here. So we don't make these decisions lightly. But that's not to say that we don't like to have a good time. You know, life is about enjoying every opportunity that you have. And so, you know, it's unfortunate that some folks
One or two.
couldn't handle,
One or
just
two.
very few can't handle when somebody comes up here and makes a positive comment about the direction that the city's headed. But that's all right. Let's talk about the direction it's headed. We did the groundbreaking of the stadium back on the 17th. It was a great event. You know, it just helps let everybody know that we are on point and we are moving in a positive direction, and the stadium is being built and will be up and running in 2019 with the Super Bowl following in 2021. Last Monday, as Councilman Dotson said, we had the turkey giveaway, and it was very well attended by residents here in the city of Inglewood.
Some residents that really couldn't afford to have a turkey were very thankful for being able to have something given to them by not only the city of Inglewood, but there was other organizations that contributed beyond Snoop Dogg, Donley Farms, and I'm sure the mayor will
Marvin
mention
Engineering,
Marvin Engineering,
Zanella Hospital,
so
Whole Foods.
yeah, so there was quite a few. So this is a community event that's supported by different organizations within the city of Inglewood to help keep us going forward in the right direction. This Thursday night is the tree lighting ceremony, and I'm sure the mayor will cover that in his comments. But I also want to invite everybody on December the 10th at the District 2 Community Center. We're doing a toy drive to collect toys for those families that may not be able to enjoy some gifts on Christmas morning. So if you'd like to come out and donate, we'll be there from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's located at La Tijera and Fairview, or Fairview and La Cienega. So come out, we'll have refreshments and some munchies. We'll have Santa Claus out there too. So come on out and just enjoy a good morning. With that, thank you so much.
Yes, I have to borrow this mic. The other one's out of link. So I just want to thank everyone for being here today. Believe it or not, you can't stop progress. This council has been working in unison, and we're getting international recognition. We are a positive eye in the community and society, as years ago we were black eyes in the community or into the media. And now we're getting international recognition because they see the progress we're making. The staff is exceptionally appreciative of this council on being able to identify that we're able to provide raises, which we haven't been able to do in years. We identify additional funding coming before the city, and most importantly, local jobs paying union scale wages. And so despite how of some, the majority identify the value of this effort in the council and the staff. And the council is only as good as you as the voters and the staff. And the staff has done their due diligence when it comes to our budgets. And again, I heard people talk about you're amending the budget again. A budget is a living organism, and it changes throughout the year. And so this is just some of the ways that you heard today about a salary ordinance. It just got changed, that's all. The other thing I want to talk to my colleagues also indicated about the unison of benefactors coming together to bless others that were in need. And so we did that, and it was between 1,200 to 1,500 families that got blessed over the holidays. Hopefully you were blessed and you were safe and you had an enjoyable Thanksgiving. On Thursday, December the 8th, District 4, we're having our toy and food drive. That's going to be taking place at our Inglewood Police Community Center, and we're inviting the benefactors to please come and join us. We'll have light refreshments, but more importantly, we'll have some of the principals and other individuals that will receive those gifts or be the recipients to make sure they get the gifts at that event, just to say simply thank you. We're dealing with the children of need, we're dealing with foster parents, and we're dealing with the elderly that want to bless their grandchildren but don't have the financial wherewithal to be able to provide for them. And that's what District 4 event will take place at the Police Community Center at 2666 West Imperial Highway, again, December the 8th, Thursday, from 5 to 8 p.m. Please come and join us. Thank you and God bless.
Madam City Treasurer, would you like to comment? Oh my God. Okay, I'm about to pass out. Councilman Morales, District 3.
Thank you. Just to continue on the same vein. First, we had a couple of great events in the last couple of weeks. The groundbreaking of the stadium, which is amazing, kind of worldwide news. And then, of course, our turkey giveaway with so many people participating and close to 1,000, I guess, families, received turkeys. It was amazing. But, whenever we have speakers, pointing out our negatives, to me, it's actually a reminder of our success. It's a true reminder. And the reason is because, honestly, there was 4 or 5 speakers that spoke negatively. When I first got elected up here, there must have been 25, 30 of them every day, every time. So those are impacts that you feel. I mean, you see them. It's difficult to see them if you're here one time and you see, 3 or 4 negative comments. But 10, years ago, 13 years ago, there was an amazing number. We'd be here for an hour just listening to comments. You know, that being said, my family's been here for 39 years. And, you know, we can all point at the things that are happening around us that are positive. You know, history will judge us as a council. We appreciate your comments, but in the end of the day, you know, time will tell how big these momentous occasions are, and they're huge. And we could point at the stadium, we could point at the forum, we could point at all these huge things. But the things that we can quietly point at as residents and homeowners are the fact that streets are being repaved, are the fact that sidewalks are being done, are the fact that our police department is becoming whole. And those are things that you can't tell unless you live here. And when you live here, you notice them. You know, the mayor constantly is reminding us, and it's true, the last 2 years we've done more streets and sidewalks than we have in the previous 15 years combined. Our parks and rec department is growing again. Our programs are stable at the parks and rec. That is success for the homeowners. That is success for the residents. We can point at everything you want to point at and call it negative all you want. But if you're raising a family here, as I am, you see it and you feel it and you're happy for it. That's it, Mayor. Thank you.
First of all, there's a Christmas tree lighting ceremony on Thursday at starting at 6 o'clock. It'll be at the Forum. We had a 50-foot tree, and the wind blew it down and snapped it in half. So now we're going to have a 30-foot artificial tree. But you just kind of visualize it when you get there. And we had about 3,000 people last year. I wanted to say a couple things. You know, like Eli said, we're all invested in this community. I spent, now it's 25 years of my life serving this community. I started in 1972 working for the police department. Stayed here till 91, lived in the city, moved, bought a house in Ladera, still in the school district, moved back, ran for mayor. And that gentleman, I hope he's still here, the 39-year resident that was so kind to take the time to come down here. Because you know why people don't come down in the numbers to complain? Because it's you have a relative sample of the population that has a rational perspective of what's going on here. On Thursday, a week before Thursday, we had the commissioner of the NFL, the owner of the Rams, and the mayor and the council celebrating the excavation of the bowl for the stadium. On Sunday, I was invited to news conference. It's a nationally based broadcast political affairs show, and they opened it with saying that, and when they say mayor, they mean the mayor and the council, because I'm just one vote. In Inglewood, they've done what no other city has done in recent memory, led a renaissance from where we were to being a nationally prominent city. So when someone comes and bashes a 39-year resident for having an opinion that's held by like 99.99% of the community, I think that that's kind of outrageous, because it's rude to suggest or to try and diminish someone else's comment, because no one tries to diminish hers. But the reality is that it's almost stretches credulity now to try and complain about, you know, the way the city is run. I mean, it's just not rational. And I want to thank you, sir, for coming, because most of the residents are happy about what's going on here, and they don't come out because they watch on TV and they say, hey, it's looking good for me. They can see their trees being trimmed. They can see their streets being paved. They can see the prominence that the city is receiving. And then let's go back to this thing about the realtor thing. What I think is that there's a consortium of realtors that's holding a seminar for people that want to purchase property in the city, that renters here, to teach them what loan mechanisms are available, to teach people about reverse mortgages. You know, one of the things that happens to seniors is as they get older and their purchasing power diminishes, they have property. Well, before in Inglewood, that was no nest egg. Now, there's a tremendous amount of equity being built up in people's homes, and it continues to grow. If you choose to, you can engage in a reverse mortgage where you pay interest only and tap into your equity for means to survive. Anybody that has a property that appreciates, they can make a personal choice as to whether they want to cash in or they want to refinance. But here's basically what I told them. That was the only thing that was asked, you know, in that program was, well, do you think that there's some negative consequences? And what I said was, for the first time in a long time, residents of the city of Inglewood have the options, the same options you would have if you lived in Westchester, Beverly Hills, or Culver City. You have the option as to whether or not you want to tap your wealth or not. There's nothing wrong with that. No one can make you sell your property. And so because you receive a flyer or an announcement that someone's offering services, I don't see how that would upset you. It's more of a compliment saying that you have something that's desirable. And so take it for what it's worth. I know Mr. Davis realizes that. So right now, we have options like we've never had before. Now, I will say never, because I've been in the city since '72, so I can speak. We have options like we've never had before. And I know in the time that I've been with the city, I've never seen it like this. We had the Showtime Lakers, the track was going great, and, you know, we did okay. But right now, we're just right now we're just an embryo of what we will be. So I want to thank everybody for coming out. It's so much easier to run the meetings now because it's easier. So anyway, with that, we're adjourned. See y'all on Thursday.